evening, everyone. It's Sandy from Doux Designs. I have started cutting out the images that we're going to use tonight. So I can't help myself. We have to start with this K-pop stuff. So does anybody know the whole K-pop craze going on right now? It is a big thing. It's called Kpop Demon Hunters. And Dale, I think, has an obsession with it. I can say that because he's at the store right now. Just kidding. Anyway, he really, really likes it. So when we got it from Sassy Club, I just had to do something with it. Hey, Mama. So we are going to use... I want to use them all, but we don't have time to color them all. So we're going to have to break it up into two-part series. Although we will have a new release on Wednesday of next week. So we may be able to do our other half of K-pop on Tuesday. But if not, if we end up doing a sneak peek instead, then we'll have to wait until a later time to do the second half. Or I'll do it on YouTube or something of that sort. So I'll let you know when we're ready to do the boys. But tonight we're going to do the girls. So just kind of hanging out, explaining everything while I'm waiting for a few more people to hop in. I was a little concerned that it's close to Halloween and we might not have a whole bunch of people here watching tonight, but we'll see. Hey, Mama. But we'll see how it goes. So, right now I am cutting them out and preparing them for us to color while I'm chit-chatting with you guys to let you know what's going on. I was trying to get prepared, but we ended up with unexpected company at the last minute, so I'm running a little bit late, but I know you guys don't mind because you'll just chit-chat with me. Hey, Beth, how are you tonight? So I'm just cutting these girls out. Beth, have you heard of the K-pop craze going on? It's a movie and it's really good. It's called Kpop Demon Hunters. Hey, Sandra, I know you know what K-pop is. Those boys you have at the house probably love to watch that show. And by the way, I don't know what you call it, but a grandniece. I have a grandniece now. My sister's daughter had a baby today, so we have a new little girl hanging around, so that's exciting. I think we're going to do, these girls are not, these ones are not too big, but I wanted to stick with the same set, and then we'll do the boys later. They're going to be so much fun, because if you've ever heard the song, they have a soda pop song. And this stamp set looks like this, and it even has a can of soda pop, and I think it's so awesome. And I think it's really cool. I wanted to do all of the things tonight, but I knew we wouldn't have time. So I have to break it up. But I want the boy in it. So he's also, there's 3 girls and there's 1 boy. I'm sorry, I don't necessarily know their names. If Dale was here, he could give you all their names. I don't know. I'm telling you, he knows so much about this. It's not even funny. Your boys love the music. Yeah, we love the music too. Thanks, Beth. I really love the music. That's the only reason and the only thing that got me to watch the actual show. Because at first, when Dale showed it to me, I was like, yeah, no, that's not my thing. I'm not watching that. That's not going to be my thing. But then he kept playing the music, like every chance he got, all the YouTube videos and stuff. And then I was like, okay, I need to see what this movie is all about. And I watched it, and you know, I really liked it. I was surprised, but I really like it. Thanks, Sandra. Is it bad I don't remember all the names? My memory is shot since kids. I know. My brother-in-law used to call that mommy memory, because we all lose a little of our memories when we have babies. The more you have, the worse it gets. I don't remember their names. I just know that I like them. I did see the real live people sing it in a concert on TV, though, and it was really, really good as well. So I have 3 cut out. I have 1 more to go, and then we'll be ready to get started. My son harvests his first big buck, and all his friends are over. Oh, my goodness. What a fun night. The movie is a good message. It's really good. I like it a lot. That sounds like a lot of fun, Beth. So if you have to drop off, don't you worry. I will upload this to YouTube with all the colors. And, you know, you guys, it'll have the link to the Sassy Club. And you guys can all go get your little K-pop people, because they're super fun. I think what you guys are going to like if you stick around is that they have unique hair colors and outfits. They're very bright and very beautiful. And we are going to do all of that fanciness tonight. Kind of like we did the purple hair on Alice the other day. It's going to be interesting combined colors to make their hair really cool. One girl has a bit of a orangey color hair, and one girl has purple hair, and one girl has black hair. So we're going to have fun with the hair colors. And then on top of that, you know the songs from the movie? Hey, Cheryl, how are you? I am doing good tonight. Today is a good day. What was I going to say? I lost my train of thought there for a brief moment. Sorry about that. Yeah, this show is a lot of fun. And the music is so good. If you haven't heard it, you should check it out. It's really, really good. So, I was talking about Sassy Club. They have some amazing stamps there. I have so many I want to do. Dr. Seuss. I want to do all my Sesame Street. I want to do... So we're going to work them in. They'll just take time. And she just keeps doing more and more amazing stamps. So I just keep adding to my collection that I haven't gotten to do yet. But I will. Don't you worry. Up until recently, I had colored every single stamp I had from Sassy Club at least once. But now I'm behind, you know, with mine coming out and stuff. But tonight, here's the surprise. I wanted to wait until there were several of y'all on here, but here's the surprise. I am going to give you a sneak peek of the upcoming release at Doux Designs, because I am dying to use one of the papers from the paper pad, and it fits perfectly for these K-pop kids as well. So you are definitely going to see at least one paper from the paper pad tonight. And if you're really quick, you'll catch the back side of it too, because you know how I do the front and the back, different designs. So the guys showed me her. That's true, guys. She showed me her book. Oh, that's right. I did show you my book. All the images colored, all stamped, all colored, all in good shape. And they help when I get ready for my speed coloring videos, which I haven't done lately, but I promise I'm going to get back to that. Now the wedding is done and things should start coming down soon. I'm just cutting out these little spaces because I really don't want to have these white spaces when I put that really colorful background on there that we're going to use. So I'm just cutting any of these little bitty spots, and then we're going to start coloring. But what I really like about these images is look at the eyes. There's no eyes filled in, so you get to make them look in whatever direction you want. You get to make them whatever color you want. It gives you a lot of room to move around. You love the book idea? I still need to do that. Yeah, I love mine too. You can't wait to see the sneak. This is called Kpop. This is the Sassy Club, and it came out in October. And I'm pretty sure we're going to use this stamp because one of the songs is called Golden. So it just works out perfectly for me. It says join the hunt and celebrate. It does say Kpop. I might use that one too. Drop the beat, not the sword. And then there's this little bird on here. I'm not going to use him tonight, or the cat, even though he's awesome. I'm just going to use these for people. And we're probably going to color them like all the skin kind of at the same time and all that, you know, to try to move it along a little faster, because it is going to take some time to get it all colored out. But I think we'll be all right. So we're gonna get rolling. Are you guys ready? Are you ready? Let's get started. This is the other one, just in case you wanted to see it. There are 5 guys in their band that they sing in, and 3 girls, and one of these guys is this same guy. So it's a duplicate of him. Look at my little cutter. Isn't that so cute? I love that thing. I haven't gotten over the newness of that. I seriously love it. All right. So let's go with skin tones. We need to do skin tones first. And this time, because they're animated and they're not real, I'm going to use a little bit different skin tone. I think I'm going to use, I'm actually going to use BV tonight instead of the regular E04 that I use, or RV95. So we're going to use, let's start with BV00 and see how that goes. I'm still going to use my E000. And I think instead of using 21, I'm going to use 51. That tiny cutter is adorable, isn't it? I've been trying to see if I can figure out where to get these so I can sell them too, because it's so cute. It's a self-healing mat, but it's only like 2 inches by 2 inches. And I love it. It's so cool. It makes me happy. I think I put my, hold on, I'm pulling out my, well, I'm trying to, because I never know what I do. I don't know why I'm struggling with finding my Copic holder these days, you guys. Seriously, I might have to have a second one just because I can't seem to keep track of it. I'm just going to look real quick, and if I can't find it, we'll just move on without it. But I really wanted to use it. We'll use the other stand. So there's a new stand in the shop if you haven't seen it. This one is for the Olo markers, but you can use it for anything. It stands up like this. If you want, you can put your markers like this. So, or you can just lay it down and lay them in there. So kind of whatever works for you. We're going to use this one tonight like this so I can get started, because I don't know what happened to my Copic holder. And I don't want to look for it. So there you go. That's what happens. It just is what it is. So tonight, our darkest shade is going to be E11, and then we're going to use E51, E00, and the BV00 is going to be our shadow color. And we are going to do the base color with E000. You love that it doesn't take up a bunch of space? Me too. And that was a request from one of our girls that follows us. She asked for this. And you can use any pens in it. The only thing it doesn't hold is Ohuhu. Ohuhu is a little bit too big to fit, or at least the older Ohuhu, to fit in there. But Olos fit, and lots of stuff like that. So I'm going to do all their skin at the same time. So let me zoom in so you can watch. Mix of colors, yes. Because they're not really real life people, I want to do them a little bit different than what we normally do. So I'm starting out with my E000. And I'm just going to put the base coat on there so we can get that. Let's skin tone started. And I'm not going to color in there because that's the whites of her eyes. They are going to have makeup on tonight, though. I think they mostly, they don't have a lot, but they do have a bit of eyeshadow and stuff. Hey! You're watching on your iPhone while you cook breakfast dinner? Everybody loves breakfast dinner, right? We had Subway tonight for dinner. It was good. It was yummy. We enjoyed it. We've been doing a lot of eating out lately, so Dale's at the grocery store now, so we won't have to do that anymore. Okay, and then also for this girl right here, this area right here, this is legs. She's got some high boots on. But they're demon hunters, which is why she has the sword in her hand, because they fight the demons when they're not singing the K-pop music. And then this girl, she doesn't have her weapons in her hand. She usually has some kind of like ninja knives that she uses when she's fighting the demons. It sounds like something you might not like, but honestly, it's a really good show. So you should check it out if you haven't. There's a whole lot of people talking about it. It's a big thing. It's all the craze at the moment. And it's a movie. It's not a series. So you can just watch it and then moving on. I'm trying to think. Do I want her to have sleeves or not? I'm trying to think. I think we'll make these, they could be Spice Girls. You're right. They could. I think we'll do these as like bracelets and we'll leave the arms open. I think we can do it however we want, but this is how we're doing it tonight. And it's kind of like her top is all like cute and everything right here, but I think we're going to make her belly open. Not sure if that was the intent, but that is what the intent is now. Yeah, you gave her a power fist. You sure did. She'll just whack those demons. I think they do some kicking and stuff. It's actually breakfast. Your hubby is working from home from 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. for 1 week. Oh, adjusting. That's a crazy schedule to adjust to. That is crazy. I'm going to put this down here. I may end up making them socks instead of, legs, but we'll just put it in there in case I decide to go with the legs and not the socks. So we're just getting our little base coat on here. We won't be able to do the skin tones totally, all of them at one time. We'll probably have to pick them off 2 by 2 so that it doesn't dry before we get ready to put the next color on. This guy's going to have a long sleeve shirt, so we are not doing his arms in skin tone color. So he was a quick one. This girl I think is my favorite. You want to know why? I bet you can guess why. I bet there's someone who can guess why she's my favorite. I mean, not just because she's the star, but there is a reason she's my favorite. And I bet you guys can figure it out. Hey, Melanie, how are you? Thanks for popping on with me tonight, you guys. I love it when you join me. I wasn't sure if I'd lose you on the K-pop comment, but I was hoping it would pique your curiosity. And the fact that you're going to get a sneak peek if you stick around of the paper in the next release, but you got to hang out with me in order to see it. Her legs are going to be showing too. No leggings tonight. There we go. Okay. Now, don't judge me if I missed something. Yes, Christina, that is exactly why she's my favorite. And yes, Sandra, that is why. Oh, I just flipped the screen and now you guys get to see that ugly lamp I hate on my ceiling. Sorry about that. Sometimes I do that when I'm trying to when I'm trying to answer questions or see comments. I flip the screen. Drives me crazy. You don't need any bribery to hang out. Right? Okay. So here's the BV00. And if this isn't dark enough, I may go to BV01 or 02. But for now, we're going to start with BV00. And we're going to do it just like we do the E04 or the other colors. But I just feel like this one gives a little bit less realistic look to me. And more of that like animated look that these characters are. So that's why I chose to change the colors up. Oh, I'm not zoomed in. You guys are probably like, what? I can't even see what you're doing. Okay, there we go. Back on track. All because I wanted to show you that really ugly chandelier that I absolutely hate in my craft room. And it's never on because it's the yellowest light ever. So it's terrible for coloring. Sometimes Dale turns it on and then I just walk right behind him and turn it off. I hate it. It also puts off a ton of heat. So I always get all sweaty when I have that stupid light on. And we got to put some of this on her little belly because she does have some shadow of that shirt. And then, of course, a little slit in her dress. We got to get that. And then that preps her. So you can see the purple on camera really good, huh? Oh, did you say zoom in? It's fully zoomed out. Yeah, that's because I flipped the screen, my crazy self. But you can see the purple on there now from the BV. I'll move that. I'll move these over here while I do this one so it doesn't shadow them. We're going to do these two first and then we'll do these two next. So this we're going to do up underneath her hairline just to get that shadow in there. And this is in a dark color, so I'm doing it a little bit heavier handed than I normally do it, just because I want you to really be able to see the dark shadow area. And then inside her mouth, we're going to have to talk about that, because usually I put that E04 color in there, but since we're using purple, I'm going to leave that alone for now, and I'll figure it out in my brain while I'm hanging out with you guys, and then I'll let you know what I decide. That's when my brain is multitasking. I had to change the lighting in my craft room for that reason too. Yellow lights are the worst. They are the worst. And I absolutely hate that chandelier. I have asked a million times for us to replace it, but since I have the other lights, so many other lights around my desk for videoing, Dale was like, why bother? And he's right. It's not really all that important anymore. Okay, we have these two girls with our BV00 on them. And now what we're going to do is we're going to use E11 and we're going to go over the BV00 and then extend it out. And what that's going to do is make it look more like the skin tone, but just give you that undercoat of darker. So underpaint, undercoat, whatever you want to call it. I mean, you can use whatever word description you like. Either way, it doesn't matter to me. But I'm not going to color too much on there because I don't want to blend it out. So I want you to really be able to see that. I couldn't remember if I used BV00 or if I usually use BV02. I couldn't remember. So I opted to go lighter. And then if we need to add some more in there, we can. And we'll just play it by ear. I'd rather go lighter and need to make it darker than go darker and regret. So that is what we are doing. Who's excited about the new release? I was going to do it this weekend, but I feel like you guys are going to be busy with Halloween. So we're going to push it to Wednesday. Just so you have time to like spend time with your family and do the Halloween thing if that's your thing. And then we'll do the release on Wednesday. So mark your calendars for the big reveal, which might be Tuesday. I haven't decided yet if we're going to do Takeover Tuesday on our video or if we're just going to color. You want to try this combo? It's fun. It definitely is a little bit different for these type of characters, and I like it. In fact, most of the time when I go to Fan Expo and things like that, when you watch anime artists color their images, they almost always use a BV color. So that's what made me think I should be using a BV color for this. They almost always use that. Yeah, don't think I just go to those expos to watch Dale and his amazing costume stuff. I'm looking at that Artist Alley and checking out what them artists are doing as well. You know, I got to get all the benefits out of going to one of those. If you've never been to an Artist Alley, it's super cool. You get to, the artists actually set up booths, and there's artists for books and artwork and all kinds of stuff. So it's a lot of fun, and they're there, so you get to meet them and talk to them, and they'll autograph what they made, whatever you purchase, and it's just super neat. Okay, so now we have the E11 on there, and we're going to go switch to E51. Now, I don't use E51 all that often unless I'm doing like a baby or something where their skin is soft and delicate and doesn't have any imperfections, so to speak. Because it still keeps them somewhat pale. Yeah, no sun yet kind of thing. And I feel like anime sort of drives around that kind of same look. So that is why I'm using the E51. It also doesn't do as peachy of a look, like for skin tone, as some of the other colors that I use. So I just kind of like pick those colors for that reason. You can use E51 for regular skin tone, but I'm usually using that with a combination of like E02 because it's a little pinkier than E00 and so forth. So it's just mixing it to get that look that you want. I kind of like it so far when we put cheek color and a little bit of blush color and hair. I mean, eyeshadow. It's going to look super cool, I think. Now, I'm not going to do any more on her belly. I feel like her belly has enough, and she is good. We still have the blush and the last color to put on there. And this one, and then we'll bring up the other two characters, and we'll color them as well. So I'm not really going over all of the steps in great detail tonight, only because we have so many to color, and I really don't want to keep you guys for hours and hours, although I could because it's super fun. And it means I definitely get to color even when I feel like I don't have time. So I could keep you guys all night, but I'm not going to do that because you'll drop off and fall asleep on me. I can't hear you snoring, but I know you're sleeping. Okay, I'm going to grab a cheek color. And for this one, I feel like I want to kind of change up the cheek color as well. So I think I want to go with something like R01. Because while it's a little peachy, it's also not really dark and dramatic. And they don't usually give dark dramatic on the anime people either. So, or at least what I've seen. It's just more like a solid blushy color. So I usually put this before the last color just so that I can tone it down a little bit and then just touch up as needed. You'll see what I mean. Okay, so here's our E00. And what I'm going to do is just finish up anywhere I didn't put any color yet, and then extend from where I put the last color just to blend that out. And this is where I'm touching it way, way lighter hand. Like, I'm not putting a lot of ink on the paper because I don't really want to saturate it a whole lot. I want to keep it very, very light colored. It will definitely look a bit different than the other characters that I colored, that's for sure. And that's the point. I want them to look a little different tonight. I might do a little bit on that belly, even though I said I was done with it. I never know what I decide. I didn't do any eyeshadow yet, but I'm going to next in just a minute. But I want to focus on the hair color and stuff. You love this color combination. It's definitely a more subtle, it's not as dramatic as what I usually do with skin tones. Usually I like the skin tones to have like a really dramatic change between the light and the dark, but this one is more subtle. And we're going to go over top of that cheek color. Just brush that out. And when we do the eyes, it's really going to come together. Right now they don't have any eyes, so it might look a little funny, but when I do the eyes, it'll make it look a lot better. So now we have these two girls done, and I like the colors. I'm really happy. I feel like they look a lot like, you know, like they should. Now, for the eyes, they usually have something more of a, it's almost like a mauve-y color, if you will, mauve. Let's see how this one looks. Yeah, so this one is RV32, and I'm just going to put a little bit on there, just kind of to deepen up that upper part of their eyes. And you know I don't normally do this on my images. I don't usually put eyeshadow on my images, but I really want some on these girls. And we could also put like we could use our multi-liner to make the bottom of the eye a little bit darker with darker eyeliner and such, but okay, so now for the eyes, I'm going to use the E51 because it seems to be, feels like it's a little bit lighter than the E00. So I'm just touching it up so it becomes more subtle and not so prominent on there. So just a teeny bit. And I might do that step a second time just to darken the pink a little bit. But I don't want it to look like a line of eyeshadow. I just want it to look like it's just more pink above their eyes. So I'm going to do that step twice just because I wasn't sure how dark I wanted to do it, but I definitely want you to be able to see it. Those are so cute. You like them, Barbara? Thanks for popping in tonight. These are the Kpop Demon Hunters. They're the girls of the movie. So spoiler, if you haven't seen it, I'm going to say something, so you might want to turn it down for a second. But the girls are the demon hunters who sing, and it keeps everybody, you know, super happy and all pumped up and everything. And then the boys come along, and they are the demons that they normally fight. And the demons are trying to influence all of the people to follow them instead of who they should be following, which is the good girls. And it's all about music. They have a music competition, and, you know, demons are trying to get into the real world, and it's, you know, like a whole story. And she actually had a parent, this one, that was, when they're demons, they have like these scars and lines that they hide. Well, she has some, and she's been hiding them because she is part, like, one of her parent figures was a demon and the other one was a hunter. So she ended up with the marks, but she doesn't want anyone to know because she says she's not a demon. She's a demon hunter. So it's just how all that plays out, how people see you, how it all works out. It's just really interesting. So there's a really good story behind it when you're done, but that is kind of part of it. But the boys come in and all the girls, their eyes get real big and they're all like, oh my gosh, I like him. He's so cute. You know, that's really cute. And then everybody's all gaga over the guys. Kind of like when Backstreet Boys or NSYNC came out. You guys remember those days? Okay. So now we have her purple on her. I made them a Tumblr with Kpop Demons. Oh, I want to see it. You should post it in the group. Your nieces love them? I bet they do. Everybody seems to like this show. Like I said, it took me a while to actually sit down and watch it because at first I rolled my eyes, you know. Don't tell Dale, but I'm sure he probably saw it. But I rolled my eyes when he was like, oh, you should watch this. It's so good. The music's so good. I was like, oh, another anime thing you want me to do and watch and whatever. I did eventually watch it and I did really like it, which is usually what happens when Dale suggests something and I say, nah, and he says, you have to watch it. I always end up liking it, so I don't even know why I rebel, but you know, that's just the way we roll, I guess. You know, sometimes if you just watch something, even though you think you're not going to like it, just give it a chance. You might actually like it. I bet that Tumblr is super cool. Okay, now we have that first layer on there, so we're going to come back in behind with this E11 and do just like we did with the other one, just pulling out from that BV00. But again, I'm using a much lighter touch with this pen than I did with the BV00 just because I don't want to wash out that E00. So it's a little bit of a different way to hold the marker and pressure and all that stuff when you're using this color combination. So try to keep that in mind if you're trying it out yourself. All right, let's see if we get these girls going. And the outfits will go faster because, you know, I just like them and they're not as hard. You don't want to make them look crazy, you know. Your older kids are all into anime? Yes, Sandra, this one surprised me too. It really did because Dale watches a lot of anime and I really don't. In fact, we talked about this when we were hanging out before the wedding. My husband and my son used to watch a lot of that anime, like Samurai Jack and all these different shows that they liked, and I was just like not interested at all. But they really like them. They said sometimes they're better, but this one surprised me because I really did like it. In fact, I could actually watch it again, and I like the music so much that I made a playlist on my Spotify with just the K-pop songs on it, so that whenever we want to hear them, we could just listen to all of them at one time. It's funny. The anime's fun. Do your kids go to, when your kids do anime, do they go to the cons, like the different, like the Dallas Fan Expo and the different kinds of the anime cons? Because they're a lot of fun. Everybody dresses up and it's really, really fun. And then there's competitions and all that good stuff, which I'm sure you guys who've been following us for a long time, you know that Dale is currently the reigning champ of the Dallas Fan Expo cosplay contest. He's the master. He's the master of cosplay champion for this year. He won it in February of this year. So those have been following me for a while. They know because I posted when we were gone for that. But those who are new here don't know that. But yeah, he's pretty cool. Sandra, you should come go to one with me. It's so cool. They have actors and actresses from some of the movies, and then they have the voice characters from the different characters like this that show up that you can get autographs from. I once got William Shatner's autograph for my brother because he's a huge Star Trek fan. And I met the guy from Shazam. Just met him. I didn't even pay to... I just talked to him for a little while. And I've seen a lot of people. I saw Anthony Michael Hall and some of the people from Breakfast Club at the last one. Who else? I've seen Lieutenant Uhura from Star Trek. I saw the Charmed Girls. You can just walk by and look at them. You don't have to actually pay for autographs, but you can if you want. Would love to go with one with you. I'm sure I'd enjoy it. Yes, you would. And even you could even bring all your kids. I think under a certain age, they're like free anyway. So we don't ever pay for Cooper. And he loves it because they have a whole kids area and usually like a search and find for the kids to do while you're there. And they even had like Harry Potter hat where they told you what house you were in for little kids, and it was really fun. So they always have different stuff they do, and the kids are just mesmerized by everybody being dressed up. Christine, you remember that post when he won? We're going to put pink on this guy's cheeks, but way lighter. Like I'm going to barely touch it and just put a little bit, because I don't want him to look like the girls, but I do want him to have just a teeny bit of pink on his cheeks. Yeah, it is a lot. My favorite part is Artist Alley, and Sandra, I think you would love that. Anime isn't something I've heard of before now. Bugs Bunny and Daffy Duck, I know. Well, Sandra has some stamps for you for that, too. I have all those. Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck, Wile E. Coyote, Roadrunner, all of those things. I like all of those, too. And I really didn't know much about anime either until Dale got real. I mean, he was always kind of into it, but I wasn't until he started dressing up and doing cosplay. That's what they call it when you dress up for, to compete in costume. So you build your own costume, you do everything. Dale even made his own shoes and his own, from scratch shoes. Outfits, he does all the sewing and all the building of the entire thing, and it's kind of neat to watch. At first I was like, nah, I'm not really interested in that. And then once he got involved, I was like, well, he helps me with the crafts, I might as well go to the... So then I just really liked it. Pete Potter. She calls her Harry Potter Pete Potter. That's funny. Yeah, my daughter's a huge Harry Potter fan. That's why I had to have the Harry Potter images from Sassy Club as well. I just got those. So I haven't got to color those yet either. Oh my goodness. I am really far behind. But you won't see me selling ever. Sassy Club. I keep them forever. Eventually I will color them all. They are amazing. And then somebody asked me today about, do you know of anyone who does character images that I could, look at their shop? I know of this one, and this one. And I was like, you don't know a Sassy Club? Oh, girl, let me just influence you here. There we go. I like those colors too. These are definitely different, you guys know, from my normal coloring. Oh, I have had so much to do. It's been crazy. And even though it's extremely quiet in my room right now, I have my mother-in-law here with me. She got to come home today, so we are very excited about that. So she's hanging out with me. She's just watching on the TV as a color with you guys. It's been kind of a joke lately because every time they say Miss Ledoux, like there's me and her. And then when I was up at the wedding, there were two of us there too. So it was a lot of fun. We've been kind of laughing about how we added another Ledoux to the crew. We have 3 Mrs. Ledouxs now. Okay, softening up her eyeshadow, because remember, but I want hers to be just slightly darker because she's kind of a front view and she's sort of one of the main characters, but me too, me too. Yeah, she gets to stay with us for a little while before she has to go back, so we are excited. And my son is safely honeymooning. I got pictures of they did a deep sea fishing today. So they sent me pictures on the boat of the deep sea fishing, which is pretty cool. Yes, they still think of me even on their honeymoon. Isn't that sweet? Yes, it is great. Now all we need is for Mama to not be on TV watching and to come over too, right? Then we'll have everybody all in one place. Okay, so skin tones, I think perfect. Yes, we do, Sandra. You are correct. We do. We do need shirts. All right, now is when the fun starts coming in. So I'm going to start with the hair colors because how fun is that? I think for this one is my favorite. She has purple hair, of course. You know, we talked about that here briefly. But it's a little bit more of a lavender-ish hair than a deep dark purple like mine. So this is going to be different than the coloring we did the other day. This girl is the one that has the orangey, but it's orangey with a little bit of bright yellow in it. And then this one has black hair, but we're going to put a lot of blue in this black hair too, just for fun. And this guy has plain black hair. So that's where the fun's going to come in. So first I'm going to pull the B23 for the black hair. And then I'm going to pull 100, that 100 marker that hardly anyone ever uses. 100, and I'm going to pull C9, C7, and C6. That's going to be our black blue hair for both of these two characters. But it'll look different because we're going to put a lot more blue in hers than we are in his. And we'll do their eyebrows too. Hers, which is going to be like an orangey red, is going to be a really orangey. Not what I would normally do a regular person's orange hair, if you will. It's going to be quite different, but it's also going to have a bit of that yellow in it. So what I'm going to mention is that the Y38 and Y35 are more of an orangey yellow than they are yellow. Even though they're the Y color family, they're still a little bit more orange. And I'll show you what I mean. I'm going to start with YR27, which is what's going to have the dark orange look. And then I'm going to follow it up with it turning even more bright orange with YR18, still dark but brighter. And then I'm going to flip over to this Y38, so you're going to see it get really, really yellow. And I want that yellow base in there, but we're going to flip back to YR16. We're going to go over the yellow and extend out. So it's going to make this part just a little bit darker than this, but still have that yellow undertone. And then to finish it off with our shiny part, we're going to use this Y38. So it's a little bit of an orangey yellow, but I think this hair is going to be super cool. So that is what we're going to use for her hair. And then our lavender girl here, our lavender hair, she doesn't use the VO6 color. I'm not going to use that, but I want to check VO4 before I choose my colors. I think I'm going to want that color in there. So, let's see. Let's go with, what do we want to use? Maybe, I think this one's going to be too dark. Oh, no. This might be good for the shadow part of her hair. So I'm going to start off with BV17. And then I'm going to move into maybe V15. So we're going to start with that one. We're going to work those two together. And then we're going to come in with this really, really bright color. And then we're going to get really light. So maybe, do I want to use this one? Nope. Just trying to decide. This is going to be a color combination I have not done before. So we're just trying to pick a color I think will be really good. I wonder if this BV02. That might be what I'm looking for. Yeah, I think we're going to do that. So we're going to switch to all these colors when we do our hair. So that one's going to be real interesting.
Sure you don't have to take down them colors.
Guess who just got home? That was a pun on this song. They have one of their songs is called A Takedown. So yeah, I told you he's been listening to it like crazy. We'll just continue with doing these girls before we do the girl and the boy. So we'll just knock the purple hair out right off the bat. And we'll go on from there.
Since Sandra's on, can we ask about why the switch up on the weapons?
You can ask Sandra anything you want. This is BV17. Let me give the colors first. BV17, V15, VO4, and then we're going to flip down to BVO2. So those are the colors we're going to use. And Sandra, Dale has a question for you on the weapons. So he'll be out here in a minute and he'll give you the question.
I was just wondering what was the, I guess, background on changing the weapons for the different girls. I was just curious.
He's like, that's not the exact weapon that she used in the movie. I was like, whatever. All right. Before I move on, I think I'm going to do inside her mouth with the E11. I think that's the one that I want to go with. It's a little bit darker. I'll probably come in and do a second coat after we do the purple hair, but just to make it darker. But for now, this BV17 is going to be really dark, so I'm just going to be putting this in the very, very deep shadow areas. Oh, she's answering. I didn't want them to be the exact replica. When I can, I do try to do a spin on things. I told you that was the reason.
Okay.
That was my guess, Sandra. I got it right. I said she's not going to do it exactly like somebody else did it. Got to make it unique. He was like, I just want to know. I said,
well, both sets look awesome.
He liked it. He said you did a great job. He just didn't know why it was a little different. But he likes them. He hasn't colored them yet, though. I'll let you guys know when he does. Because he better. Because these sets mostly were for him. But then I watched the movie and now I'm addicted. I can't help it. And you remember how I said I don't like them to be squared off. So you see how I'm kind of smoothing that into more of a rounded look. Uh-oh, Dale. She said Sandy is always right. And my mom says, I'm really tired. I'm trying to catch up on my sleep from our marathon drive, so I'm going to lay down. Good night, Mama. Makes sense, Dale. It's like a cowboy movie. That gun doesn't have enough bullets. Yeah, exactly, Beth. I know some people hate it when I change the details. She said she appreciates it. I know my mom had some extremely long drives. They had a little bit of issue on their travel to Arizona, so their drive was significantly longer than mine, and so she's tired.
You should share your small one yesterday.
Which one?
the parking spot.
I don't remember. I don't remember what you're talking about.
When we pulled it in the parking lot at the hospital, and I said, no, that one has lines. And he said, no, it didn't.
I was right.
Yes.
Yeah, yesterday we were going to the hospital to visit Dale's mom when she was there. Dale said, there's a parking spot. So I go over there and I get it. It's like a front row parking spot, right? And he goes, you need to back out. And I said, why? And he goes, because there's lines on this one. It's a handicap parking space. I said, no, it's not. And I should know better because 90% of the time when he says something like that, he's right and I'm wrong. But I said, okay, I'll back out. But I'm telling you, I don't think it is. And I was right, you guys. And that does not happen all that often. I don't know how. He is always right. He always knows the answer. But this time, I was right. Okay, eyebrows. I definitely want our eyebrows to match. So I'm going to do this teeny tiny line at the bottom of her eyebrows with this shadow color. There we go. So this is just giving us the deep, deep part of her hair, the shadow part. Praying for your family on all the drives now. Oh, thank you, Sandra. We're going to need it because it's just been a crazy whirlwind. I have to get my windshield replaced because the rock cracked my windshield. So that's unfortunate. But, you know, we're just taking it all with a grain of salt, giggling, and moving on. V15 is going to be next. This one's not going to be that real bright color, but I'm going to extend from where I put that original one with a few lines. I'm going to really build that hair-like lines a little bit later. Right now, I'm just trying to get the color that I want. So I'll show you what I'm talking about here in a few minutes. So just bear with me. I'm just taking this as a little bit of a different way of coloring when I'm doing something specifically like this. Oh, you got the roof fixed today, Sandra. Yay! Now, 500 people will call you for the next year asking you to replace your roof. No joke. I still get the calls. I'm like, dude, I already did it. Do you guys ever come out and look? But yeah, that's crazy. Okay, here we go. Dale went grocery shopping. That is all that noise in the background that you can hear. He's putting the groceries away. That's why he wasn't here when we started. Okay, a little bit here. And what do we say, Dale? Wednesday is going to be a release day? Is that what we're changing it to because of Halloween?
Wednesday?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sounds good.
But I'm doing a sneak peek tonight of the paper, so I can use it for this one because it's just perfect. And I don't want to wait to color these just to use that paper, so we're going to use it now. The finest house. Yeah, I hope they don't. You actually have a great roofer. That's good. I'm going to use this to make some lines in her eyebrows just because I'm going to start building that like look of eyebrows, if you will. So just a little bit to start off with. Looks a little funny, but it'll make sense when we get to it. Okay, this one is going to be darker. This V04 is really dark. So this is when I'm going to do them more like, I mean, it's just really, really bright. And that's when I'm going to put in some of those lines to make this look like hair. See how you just put the brush strokes in there to make that hair kind of look like strands of hair. And I might come back with the darkest color and add a few more of those after we're done, but I felt like it would be just too overpowering if I did it at the beginning. So we'll deal with that in a little bit. I definitely want her hair lighter than my hair color. And I'll show you the comparison from the one we did the other night and this one when I finish the color. I'm liking the hair. Apparently I have toll fees in Florida and my extended warranty is over. Oh my goodness. Does your event in Las Vegas, April 16th and 19th, have a name? Lynn said you can post about it in the Crafty with Friends group. Oh, that's so nice of her. Yes. It's going to be called Spring Into Color, I think. That is the name we came up with. And we are going to, I'm meeting with the girl that's helping me out with it that actually lives in Vegas. We are supposed to have our meeting and begin posting the pre-registration mid-November. So you guys are almost there. But yes, it's going to be so much fun. And anybody in the Arizona area, at the end of January, I will be there at the Crazy Creations retreat with the pop-up shop and such. So if you guys are around that area, you might want to look into that one because I think it'll be a lot of fun. Okay, putting a little bit of this color in the eyebrows. We don't want her to look like she doesn't have the right color eyebrows. Even though, you know, us normal people would probably still have brown eyebrows. But we're also not anime, so there's that. BVO2. It's going to be a lot of fun. I have done retreats before. This will be the first one I did, you know, as Doux Designs by myself, but I have done them before, so I have experience, so I've feedback on what people like and what they don't like, so I think it's going to be a lot of fun and a lot of learning, you guys. There's going to be a lot of tools that I'm going to pass out and some practice sheets and things like that that we're going to do so you can learn to color like me.
And she'll show you how it's done.
Oh my gosh. You still K-pop referencing?
Yep.
He says, I'm going to show you how it's done because that is another K-pop song. He is on it tonight, you guys. Quick on the draw. He's got the right answer. Got the right stuff. Is that one of the songs? No, that's a different song. You got the right stuff. Wish I was going to, hopefully we can team up next year. Oh, for sure. I already have like some tentative ideas, Sandra, that I want us to talk about. So don't worry. I just haven't been bothering you too much because, you know, you got that precious little new baby at home and you've been so busy. I didn't want to bother you, but I have some ideas for us. So no worries. We will talk about it. We are definitely going to do something and I'm really excited about it. So I'm going to hold this up, but I also want you to see, like, before I put a few more of the strands of hair, I like it like this. It could pass like this, but I think we need just a little bit more.
You can talk to her when you're free.
Oh my gosh. He says we can talk when I'm free, because Free would be the name of another song that K-pop did. Instead of going with the BV17, I'm going to use the VO4 again for a little bit darker strands of hair. He is really on it, you guys, tonight. Seriously. And I'm just kind of repeating that step I just did a few minutes ago, but I'm doing it in a different spot than where I originally put it so that it shows up a little bit more. And we'll just show a little bit more of strands of hair.
And it can be our little soda pop.
Dale, you're on fire. He is definitely on it tonight, you guys, for reals. I did like that Soda Pop song. I really liked it. I was so excited when she put the soda can in that set. I was like, oh yes, I love that Soda Pop song. I don't know why. I just love it.
Now the Saja Boys at the end when they were singing Idol.
I told you he knew the names.
That would have been cool to have as a set.
The demons, when they're like with the hats and stuff.
At the end when they were singing their Idol song.
Yeah, that I liked them with. I liked it when they looked all diva like that. I'm gonna have to watch this movie. You are. It's so good. You're gonna really like it. There you go. See how much more you can see in the definition of her hair just by adding that extra. I'm not gonna go blend anything out because I really don't want to. I just want you to be able to see it. So that's our purple hair for tonight. Definitely different than our purple hair from the other night. Still kind of different colors, but still beautiful purple hair because, you know, we all love purple hair. Okay, so next, let's do the orange hair. Soda Pop song is so good. It is. I mean, even Dale said that most of watching it is just worth it for the music. And I agree with him. So YR27, that's the one that's going to have the deep dark. I'm going to use it about as much as I did on the other girl, just in the shadow areas so you can really see them. But not too much. Just the really deep shadow areas. We need we need a set, Sandra, we need a set where they have those hats on and they look super cool. And then we need you to add this girl with her lines all over her. We do all love purple hair, we do. Okay, a little bit on the tops of these. Because now I wanted to do all of the people tonight so bad. But I was like, I'm not going to have time to do really cool stuff with them if I try to do them all. So I opted to do just the girls. But don't you worry. We will do the boys too. And for sure, if I do speed coloring with them, you know they're going to get some hits on Instagram and TikTok for sure with the K-pop tag. You love them as demons? I know I do too. There's something about them. They did so good with them. Going to put a little bit of brush stroke towards the bottom just so that it doesn't look like it's just, oh look, her hair just ended. And then back here, this is all hair behind her, and it's going to be shadowed by the fact that it's behind her body, that I'm just going to put a lot of that dark color in there. And then I want to do a little bit with this as well. Going to add a few extra lines in there. I know Sandra does, like I do, a little bit less than what you would normally do, just to leave for the coloring style that you can make. So I kind of like that. She kind of wears a part right here in her hair, so I'm going to build that in right now with the markers. Because I want that to kind of stand out. You're lagging tonight. You're going to have to watch the replay. That's okay. Sandra, do you have purple hair? No, but you do, Christina. That one is more like you right there. I'm going to put one right here. And then that very bottom line again on her eyebrows. Because we are for sure going to give her orange hair eyebrows. She does not, but I bet her kids would love it if she did. I didn't have purple hair when my kids were little either, but I do now. And it doesn't bother me. You know, I was a little bit nervous about when I first thought for a second, you know, oh, I'm about to go meet up with Anna's family and the wedding, and I have purple hair and all Kyle's friends from military and all that stuff. But then I was like, nah, I don't care. It's me. It's me. So it didn't bother me. Nobody said anything, probably behind my back, but no, I'm just kidding. Nobody said anything, but it's me. I've had purple hair for many years now, so It's just kind of me. People just know. I'm just going to have purple hair. I like it. Every time I think, oh, maybe not, because it's so much trouble to keep it as purple as I like it. And every now and then it'll cross my mind, maybe I should just go back to red. And then I go, no, I need purple. And I change my mind. For about 12 years now. See? You just dye your grays. Hey, I'm all with you on that. When my color starts fading, boy, you can see that gray coming out. I don't want to ever show that. So I'm going to be purple forever. Or at least some color. But it's not going to be gray. I like gray on some people. It looks really, really good. On me, though, it makes me look old, I think. And I don't want to look old. I want to look young. Maybe I won't care one day, but right now, I just want to be young. So I'm trying to keep this underside much darker than the top part. So I'm kind of putting a little bit more of this on this underside. That is the reason. This part down here, I'm going to do from both directions. So I kind of did it from the bottom of the hair, and now I'm going to do it from up here and down. Just to keep that pattern going. I'm pretty happy with that so far. We need to do a little bit in the eyebrows to start that like looking like eyebrows again, like we did on the other one. More brown with some blonde. Yep. I would say that is accurate. Okay, here's where we're going to bring in a bit of yellow. Y38. You'll be able to tell the difference as soon as I start doing it. Ooh, I kind of like this color. All these hair colors, I was just picking them on a whim. This is not a color I practiced or thought, oh, this will look really good as hair. I just, you know, I like to pick them randomly when we get on the live, because it gives, you know, the real effect of, well, either it works or it doesn't. And, this one seems to be working really good. I like this one a lot. I like switching it up, playing around with the colors. It's hard to say when people ask, you know, what are your favorite colors? It's hard to say because I use them all. I use all of the Copic colors. I don't have any Copic colors that I don't use. I have some that I use more often, but none that I don't use at all. I love watching you color, especially hair. It is so fantastic. Thank you, Christina. You've been gray since high school? You want purple highlights now? You'll love them if you get them. I actually have purple and fuchsia in my hair. We use a fuchsia color, and then that's what we do the highlights with, and then we do the purple all over afterwards. So it's kind of a little bit of both. I like doing hair. I like coloring hair. I guess you can tell. I mean, I like coloring everything, but there we go. It's, oh, fantastic. Do it, Beth. You'll love it. I agree. Do it, Beth. Do it, Beth. Okay. Here is YR16, and we're not going to have to go through 2 or 3 times to make the hair look like hair, because this is going to be dark again, because we had yellow, and now we're going to switch back to an orange color. So I'm going to build some of that hair with this orange color as I'm going over the yellow. So I don't think we're going to have to do that extra step like we did with the purple. And I only know that because starting to color, I can see it coming to life. And I know I'm not going to need that extra step where I needed it on the other one. This one, you don't want to do too much with this YR16 or you'll wash out a lot of those lines that you put in there. So you have to just be careful. I try to go in between where I put the other lines just to keep it going. So like in between that, in between here, in between here. Hopefully you can see that on camera. Same thing here. So I'm going to be touching in, like in between these lines. I'll do it a little bit slower so you can see. Like in between these lines. So it starts to fill in the white, but also keeps the hair lines there that I wanted. And I just do it fast. If it goes where I want it, great. If it doesn't, that's okay too. I'm going to color in most of her eyebrow with this one. And I'll probably put the last one over top of it just to brighten it up a bit. But we are almost done with this girl. Oh, thank you, Barbara. I can see why you and Meg are friends. Okay, we're filling in any of the white part here just to finish that up. Yeah, Meg and I like to promote and help each other, so I always post when I know her, if I know her classes are coming up or whatever. I even have taken her classes before. It's just fun to share among people. Okay, almost done. We're going to do the eyebrows real quick. There we go. And her beautiful orangey red hair is ready. There's not really any red. Maybe I should have said orangey yellow hair. I'll hold it up close so you can see all of the lines in it. Let's see if I can make it focus a little bit better. Sometimes I can, sometimes I can't. If I move it around, you might be able to see them. Oh, there you go. Right there's a great shot of all the lines in there. You love always support one another. Yes, it's so important. Look at these girls. So awesome. Okay, now these two we can do at the same time because we're going to use the same colors. We're just going to do it in a little bit of a different style. B23. This one, I want her to have a lot more of this blue in her hair. So I'm going to just put these brush strokes in there where I want them to be. We're definitely going to cover them up mostly with the black, but I'm putting them in there because I want you to really be able to see that blue underneath that black when we get to that point. And you'll know what I mean when we get there. Oh, I missed an ear. See, I told you that was going to happen. It's okay. We'll go back in and fix it. It happens all the time. It is not an uncommon occurrence. What's uncommon is if I don't catch it while I'm coloring. Then I used to miss them all the time. But I'd get all finished, take a picture, get ready to post it, and then go, man, I missed that ear, or I missed that. And then I'd have to fix it and retake all the pictures, and yeah. So don't be discouraged if you do it, because we all do it. Okay, so she has a lot more blue, and this is just a base coat for her. You like it? It looks good? Oh, you had to put your phone on a charger? It happens. I'm going to put a little bit in here, but I'm going to kind of put it through the middle of her eyebrow. And then for him, I want him to have a little bit of blue, but not a lot. So we're just going to put a little bit in there for him. I want his hair to be more black, less blue. But since those girls have really cool hair, and she has black hair, which, not that black hair isn't cool, but they have unique colors, and she does not. We're going to put a little bit more blue in hers than we are in his. So that was our B23. Now we're going to come in. Now, I always go in last with the 100, so I'm going to set that aside. I don't want to just go right off the bat with some really dark black color. So I'm going to start with C9. How many of you guys laughed at that? Because C9 is a deep dark black color, just not as much as 100. I'm going to try to build in a few of these brush strokes as we go along, just so we can start building that hair. She definitely has a little more moving around to her hair. Maybe the last girl had quite a bit too. The first girl was super easy to me. It's easy to do braids, I think. These ones, not as easy. I definitely want that black right by her face where the shadow would be. And then over this ear and the back side of her hair. So I definitely want that part in there. And then under here is kind of hidden by her bangs. Side of her face. So we're just going to put a little bit of that in there. Yeah, starts building it in, huh? Hi, Rebecca. You made it. Thank you. I'm glad to see you popping in. We need to get together. I hope everything went really well. I know you were doing some interviewing and stuff, so I hope all of that went well. Not necessary to comment here. If you want to just text me. I don't have to tell everybody. I just been thinking about you. Even in all the busyness going on. Okay, so now we have some, basic blackness in here. I'll make a little bit more right there. I got to get that ear colored. It's driving me crazy. Now, for this part, I'm going to put all that shadow in that little bun in all the folds and the different areas that are like overlapping so we can get some depth in there. So definitely, there we go. I have got to color that ear, you guys. I don't think I'm going to be able to wait. I think I'm going to have to do it right now. As soon as I close this marker, even though I have to use it for him, I have to do that ear. Okay, E11 and BV00. Let's start with BV00. It's an ear. It's in shadow mostly, so probably those two colors will do it for us. But I just need to have that color in there. Because for me, when I'm looking at it, I just feel like it doesn't make any sense. Okay, I'm feeling better. Here is C9 again for the boy. And he has a little part that kind of goes like this. It's not really straight, but it's kind of at a slant. So I'm going to build this out, and I want his hair to be much darker, so we're going to put a lot more of this black in here. I'm going to come up underneath here. We're going to do it up from his ear. I like to just build that little fence or wall around the ear so I don't go into the ear with my black marker. All of that underside is black. And then this part right here in the front, I'm just going to extend out some of that area. And then he also has like this little cowlick thingy going on here. So I'm not going to do that as solid as I did the other area because it's right here in the front. But we're going to build this side in as well. Definitely a lot more black than the girl. See how much more we're putting in this one? I just want to make his hair darker because it was pretty black in the movie. And then here, just going to add some from the bottom, some here. Here. And it's okay if you go over the blue. That is part of the purpose of putting the blue in there, was just to have that underpainted color. I'll do just a few more, maybe just random streaks of this color throughout his hair. And then I'm going to do the underside of his eyebrows. Just like that. And now we're ready to move on to the next color. So you can tell there's a lot more dark black in this one than there is in this one. And that's going to be why our hair is going to look different, even though they are both using the same colors. So C7 is next. It's still going to be pretty dark. This one isn't going to get quite as much. I'm trying to go in between those original lines I put in with that darker color. Her hair was probably darker in the movie, but I'm doing hers a little, I want to give her a little bit of fancy schmancy like the other girls. So she has some fun hair too. There we go. And here, up from here. Leaving still quite a bit of that undone. I'm going to start building some lines in this little bun area. So it kind of looks like strands of hair. Just because we don't want to leave that not looking like hair. And then this one, quite a bit more of the color as we go around. Not even sure I'm going to use that much of the last color. I really want his hair to stay dark, and it's kind of looking pretty gray with this one. So I may have needed one step darker. I might have needed the 8. In fact, I think I'm even going to change that. Right now, while we're in the middle of it, I'm going to add C8 because I think 7 should be the last color I put in his hair, not 6. So I'm just going to deepen that up a little bit more. But don't worry, we still have the 100 at the end that's really going to make it darker. So no worries, it will be fine in the end. We'll get all of our lines back, our hairlines. And our card process is going to be super fast because we're using that pattern paper. It's all about these different colors on the characters that really are taking time to color. I could do them faster if I wasn't explaining them, but then how could you guys learn? You know? I really want a little bit more in there for him. I'm going to do his eyebrows like this, just so we can get some of that color in the eyebrows. Do the same thing for hers. I missed that last step. Even though this is the 8 and not the 7, it's fine. There we go.
Very cute.
So I gotta rewatch my YouTube. My internet is lagging. It's the worst. Oh, I hate when that happens. When your internet is lagging, that is the worst. Okay, I'm gonna switch to the C7 now for him and finish his hair off with the C7 and not use the 6. So I'm going to kind of try to move the marker to the side a little bit and just use the side of it, so I only have to do one really light sweep over the whites so I don't lose a lot of the lines I put in there already. And then we'll go back in with the 100 and build some of that hair lines back in there. Just make sure every time you do a brush stroke, you're going in the direction of the hair. That is the most vital part about doing hair. Notice all my brush strokes are going in that curve to stick with that hair. Look how cute that is. It's going to look really good when we put that last color in there. We already put C7 in hers. We didn't put 8. So I'm going to go to 6 now and lighten hers up a little bit. And if we need another one, we'll add another one. I don't think we will, but just in case. I'm touching with about a pressure of 1 because I want this to be super, super light in there so you can see the blue really well. And I like this hair color. A little bit surprised. A little bit on these little back sides right here. And I'm really just touching wherever it's still white. Not going over the whole thing. And then we have to do her eyebrows. I like her hair. I wasn't sure it was going to be quite as fun, but it kind of is. I think we're going to play just a tad bit more with it by using a little bit more blue in her hair in a minute. So these don't look as like dramatic as these do. So here comes the 100. When I'm making black hair, I always do this 100 as my last step. And that is putting these additional brush strokes in there are going to make all the difference in the world. And you'll see, just a minute. It'll start really standing out here in just a minute. You should start seeing them about right now. I'm going to put some random ones all throughout. Just trying to build that in. So that already looks pretty good. I missed one right there. This way. A little bit up from here. Trying to keep those, you know, that hairstyle that Sandra put in this image. I want to keep that. So I'm going to go around the edge of this. And then I'm also going to go around the edge of the one that she built in. So you can kind of still see it. There we go. Do a little bit from here. Gonna do this one more from the bottom so you can see the separation in those pieces of hair. So really want you to see that. And then we have to do some going this way. And then a few random ones in here. That gives him much darker hair. And you get a little bit more detail. And if you feel like you need it to blend it a little bit more, you can. It's up to you on whatever you want to do. I'm going to go back in with my 7, since that was the highlight color I used for him. Just to deepen this one up, I'm going to touch just the really light areas and darken them just a tad bit more because I really want this hair to be darker than... I mean, I want it to be black, but I don't want it to be like one big solid color on his head. So just touching some of those more light areas to darken them up. That, and then that fills in and makes his hair. I think there are 2 spots I can see that still look rather white. Let me see if I can see them on camera. Like right here. Need just a little bit touch up there, and one right there. And then I think I'm pretty happy with that. Just the way it is. So now we have his. I think I am going to darken his eyebrows and give him definition a little bit more though. Because they look like they're just blending in with his hair. So I'm just going to define them out just a tad bit more. I think that helps. I'm going to go back to hers, but with hers, I'm only going to go to C9, but I think I'm going to use blue instead. Maybe I'll use blue so the blue really stands out. Because remember we put the blue underneath so you couldn't see it quite as well? If I put it over top, it will also bring that blue out. See? A little bit more blue. It gives it kind of an electric blue look. I like it. Kind of makes her hair a little bit more unique like the other girls. Just building that back in there. A little bit more from here. I like that, but she's gonna need a little bit more dark. So let's see, do we want to use, let's use 9, not 100. I think 100 will be too dark. And this is just gonna be this step to define the in-between. Like to really make it.
You color so good, you're my idol.
Oh my gosh. That's another song. You're my idol. Or I'll be your idol, or something like that is the name of one of the songs. So Dale just came out to chime in with another name of a song comment. He's very good at that tonight. And then I feel like we need to do just a little bit from the top and we'll be done. I have to get off and I'll watch a replay. My internet is acting bad. Oh, I hate that. Like a drive-through window. Yeah, I bet that's driving you crazy. I understand completely. Enjoy your evening, and I will have this posted later tonight on YouTube, so you can watch whenever you want. Just make sure you like and subscribe, and we're good to go. We'll put a little bit more there. We'll put a little bit more here. We are going to have to blend out because we put so much blue in there to soften that up. We're going to have to soften that up with one more color, and then we'll be done. Just get some in this little areas right here.
Oh shit, Kimberly. It says, Lacey Lake hit Orlando, Dallas, DC due to surge.
She's not even leaving until the 8th.
Oh, okay.
So you don't have to worry about that. This is the C7, and I'm filling it in. Yeah. There we go. Just to soften that up, deepen it up, but you can still see the blue.
I forgot you were shaving.
You forgot I was live? It's okay. They'd like to hear. Dale's always chiming in when I'm on a live. That's how they get to know everybody. There we go. I'm going to go in one more time with my blue, though. I think I just washed out most of my blue. I don't like that. All right, we're going to do it on the side. Just a sweep of blue right over top of this black. And then we're going to be done. Not my favorite hair, but I still like it. I'm also going to wipe this marker off on my blank piece of paper because I picked up a lot of black on that. Uh-oh. Ugh. It froze. Now I can't see. I'm not going to be able to see comments. I'm not going to be able to see anything.
How come it froze?
I don't know it does that. I mean, Dale, can you check and see if the video froze or just the TV? Sometimes it does that. So if your color looks a little bit sticky, you can use this high polymer eraser and you can take the sticky look off. So now we have these, and I can't even see. So now we have these for, oh yeah, I'm still live. We have these 4 people here, but I don't want to make their eyes like necessarily purple or weird colors. So, I think I'm going to stick with more of a brown for all of them. More of a brownish color. So we've used a lot of markers, so we're going to have to be careful. I'm going to pull out the Y35 and Y38 that we used earlier because part of their outfits are kind of yellow and there's some blue and black. So I'm going to pull out C9, 7, and 6 for the outfits. And the yellow. And I'm also going to put in some blue. More blue than the B23. We'll use the B23 and we'll use, let's see, what do I want? Maybe B37 and 26. And then we might need 24 as well. I'm not sure. But I have those colors. And then they have a little bit of a pinkish red color as well. So I think that would mesh in well if we use the RV34. I mean the RV32 that we use for the eyebrows. I'm going to use RV34. And I think I'm going to use R85, but let's check. So R85 looks like this. RV34 looks like this. Okay, so that one is darker, so I'm going to switch those. And then RV32 will go on the end, and that'll give me a little bit of that mauve-ish color that we're going to also use for the outfits. And we're going to stick to just those colors for the outfits. I'm going to use 100 for the handle of, well, no, maybe I better use gold. No. I'll use 100 for the handle, for her handle on her weapon. Just this handle part. The rest of it I'll make some other color. But for now, I just want that little bit of a handle. And then I'm going to do like the bottom of their shoes with this 100. Just to start getting those colors in there. This guy's shirt is white, so we'll need to pull some light sea colors out for that. And I'm going to make his belt with some of this black in there as well. So that's the buckle. And then this is the belt and this is the belt. So maybe we'll just make that completely black so you can really see it. And then that's like the loop from his pants right there. Now on this side, it's the same way. That's his loop, and then that's the belt buckle. So we'll just go ahead and put that in there so you can see it. And I think this girl has a little bit of black. We'll make her collar black. It'll kind of match her hair a little bit. And then her waist, this part right here. Just kind of going through picking the pieces out that I want to be certain colors, as long as I know what color I want them to be. I've changed my mind and not make these legs. These are going to be like socks or leggings or part of her whatever she's wearing. Like that. And I think that'll be good for black for her. And then on this one, I don't want to put a lot of black on this one, but there are no soles on the bottom of this boots. So I'm just going to add my own little soles on the bottom just because, you know, just because I want to. And then I think this is like a chain around there. So I'm not going to mess with that part right now. And then this girl, I kind of want the underside of her jacket to be a little bit on the black side. So we're going to do this bottom part right here on both sides. And we're going to do this collar part right there. And then I'm going to assume this is kind of like part of the border of the jacket as well. And then I'm just going to build a little bit on the other side so it doesn't look like I did it kind of funny, one on one side, none on the other. And then for these, I know there's stripes on here, but I'm just going to make the wrist pieces all this black color. And then her shorts, I'll do them like blue or whatever. And then for her boots, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to put that like little sole on them. Like that. So that gets us what I want to do with that 100. Then I can put that away. I'm going to see if I can pull up my laptop real quick so I can make sure you guys can still see me and I can still talk to you. And I just think that I hate it when I can't see your comments. So give me just 1 second. Just pulling it up on my laptop real quick so I can see the comments. I'll turn the volume down so you guys can't hear it or anything. Make sure I'm not frozen and it's like gone or something. It says I'm still live. It also says that you guys are still here. So yay for that.
Oh.
Yeah. Says it looks good. It looks so good. Bye. You're still going for me. Okay. I can see your comments now where I couldn't see them. So if you guys want to or need to comment at this point, I can see the comments. I just can't see them on the TV. Okay. So I want to kind of put some blue. So I'm going to go ahead and start with this blue color that I chose, which is B37, B26, B24, and B23. So I'm going to start with B37. And I'm going to work on his pants. I need to finish his belt, but I'm not ready to do that yet. So I'm going to go around where his hand is, just because there'd be some shadow there for sure. You know, the all dreaded, you know, center area that no one ever likes to color. So it feels creepy. Okay, going down, put a little bit of shadow on both sides. Probably going to make the cuff just a tad bit lighter than the rest of it. So I'm going to skip that part for right now. We're going to do a little bit down the side here. And then just pick some up right here. And we'll come back with the other blues in a minute. I think I want to add blue jeans for this girl. For sure. So I'm going to start right here where her pocket is. Go around these edges right here. Do the center part right here. I kind of build in that zipper area that looks like it's not on here. Or maybe not the way I normally draw it, but it's still on there. I just make it a little bit more pronounced. Jeans. That's what color I want her jeans. This one, I want to do her top with blue. So I'm going to start right here. Start building in this top part. And then under her arm. Like this. But I think her pants are going to be a different color. Although I think what I want to do is like make them kind of two-tone. So I have to do the lighter color first. And then I'll do the darker color later. And then this girl right here, I'm going to do her top with blue as well. But again, I'm going to do a little bit of a two-tone. So I'm going to go along this one like this and just kind of build in like a separation of the color. So I can do this bottom part blue and the top part a different color. Just because I'm trying to make them a little bit more bright and fancy. And that's why Sandra leaves them blank, so you can do that. And I love that. because then I can put my own style in there. It doesn't have to be somebody else's design style or whatever. You can be whatever you want it to be. So I love that very much. Okay, let's see. Beth left, but there's still a couple of you. Someone could comment. It doesn't look like I can see the comments past Beth saying goodbye. So I'm sorry if I can't see them. I was having so much fun talking with you guys, and now I can't see anything. B26. I'm going to go around the top here. I want to kind of keep his jeans pretty dark. And these are not really jean colors, not my typical jean colors. So I do the center part of that little belt buckle. It's not going to be all that defined, but nobody's really going to be looking at that. It's not the important part of this image. So I'm not really all that worried about it. I am going to start doing the bottom of these pants now with this color. I just didn't want the darkest color on there. All right, we're getting there, you guys. It's okay, I'll get it after. Don't worry about it. Okay, now we're going to go to this one. Want those pockets to stay dark, so I'm coloring in the pockets. And then we just want to extend out from where we put that original color. I did do the bottom of her cuffs in that dark color, so I'm pretty good with that. Come over here and build on to this one. It's going to brighten up that blue color. These colors are going to get brighter and brighter, these blue colors. I'll probably put some other blue on her. I just don't know where yet. You have to remember, these girls are demon hunters, so they're not going to have fancy, pretty outfits on. They're just going to have, you know, their typical, whatever they're fighting in. This is the B24. It's before we get to the really light B23 color. So this is the one I'm going to use to try to get that line and that blending to go, and then just leave a very highlighted area for the last color. There we go. Starting to get that blue in there. Normally I use B97, 95, 99, 93 for jeans, but tonight I was just feeling like it needed to be a little bit more of a brighter color. So I stuck with a little bit different combination this time. I want her jeans to be pretty smooth, so her jean shorts, so I'm kind of blending that a little bit more than I normally would. And I'm moving here. Now I want to do this top portion of her shirt in this lighter blue color. So I'm going to blend out most of this bottom section with this color and not use the lightest color on it. So you'll be able to see the defined difference. And then I'll go up here. And this is just a different way that you can fancy up different clothes by just putting your own design on it. So that's what I was doing with this one. I'm going to blend out with this one. And I think I'm going to kind of do the same thing on here. I think I'll put this medium color here. And then only the light color on the other side. That way it'll be like a three-tone blue shirt, I guess, if you will. B23 is the last color, so we're going to just blend this out. Should be fairly quick because this color will blend very nicely with all the rest of them. So that went pretty quick. This one, I'm kind of just putting this color like a light coat over the whole thing just to blend it all together. And this is a great combination, super easy to work with. See how her shirt now has a two-tone color? I really like that. Then this one. And then this one. They look pretty close, but they're not perfectly. All right, that's my blue for now. If I need that again, I can pull it out. I want there to be quite a bit of yellow and black on here, so I'm going to go ahead and finish up the black I started. So the next one is C7. And I'll kind of finish off his belt loop with C7. I don't want it to stand out too much. I'm going to do most of the shoe with that, but I want to use the last color on that one as well. So here, I want these to remain black. So I'm going to color them in with this one, and then I'm going to be done. Plus they're teeny tiny sections, so a little bit harder to see. There we go. That's that one. And then I didn't really put any on her, so her boots may end up being black. This one. I'll blend this out, but that is straps, like in a zipper, so it will be light gray. Those were her socks, and then the base of her shoes need to have that lighter color on there. There we go. Next one is going to be C6, and that's where we're going to finish off those areas we haven't finished yet. All these areas we started with the black color, we're going to finish them off with this one. That one we don't need to. This one. And that'll kind of blend out those little tennis shoes. All right, look at our cute little girls here. I think I'll work with this in this lighter color, so we'll have a two-tone sword color here. But I'm going to do those a different color and the sword a lighter color, so we won't have to worry about that. All right, we need some yellow clothes, so I may have to pull one more yellow color. So I'm going to start with making her skirt a yellow color. We'll make the top of her skirt a little bit darker than the bottom part of her skirt. So starting that off. I also think, just for fun, I'm going to make this little stripe of this design that's on her boots a little bit of yellow as well. Oh, I for sure want to make this, I want to put yellow on a bunch of them. So that's that one. And then for her, I kind of want her pants to be like a, maybe kind of like a, something like this, where we have like a design on these pants as well. Maybe this one needs to go down a little bit more so they match up. There we go. And then we'll make a pocket a little bit darker. Another pocket. And I think we'll let the bottom be whatever color I end up putting that, maybe black. And then the girl's jacket, I want her jacket, except for the little accent marks, to all be this yellow color. So I'm going to start building in that yellow color. Just kind of picked a couple of colors to make their outfits in so they all coordinate and match. And they are a group, so you know. Got to match up. There won't be any yellow on the boy, but you get it. Such a bummer when I can't talk to you guys. But hopefully you guys are still watching. I hope. No yellow on him. So now we're going to go to Y35. And I'll know before I'm done with this little jacket here, I am going to need one more yellow color. So I'm going to pull something like Y11 because it's one of my favorite yellows. And it's going to brighten all of this up even more than it already is. Okay, I'm going to go up here. I want to keep those pockets dark. And then this part right here, I'm going to just make sure I get a really good blend between those colors before I switch off. And then this one was her skirt went like this. And then we'll do all the rest of the accent areas with this color. And then we can add that Y11 in a minute. And right here, I'll finish her bottom of her boots with that color. I'm going to grab Y11. I think it's a really bright yellow. Yeah, that's what I wanted. So it's really just going to brighten that up quite a bit. And it's almost perfect. It is what color I wanted, so I'm pretty happy with that. That'll make this one significantly lighter, and I'm okay with that as well. Then this one, we'll blend that out. It looks a little crazy right now because we haven't finished out her pants, but we will, don't you worry. All right, we have to get some accents of this RV like pinkish color. So I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna make all these accent things on her jacket to have this pink color in them. Because we need, oh, not him. I think I'm gonna put some on her weapon, maybe down here as well. Just want to get a little bit of that pink in there on each one. So for this one, it's going to be this area right here. Not that much on hers. And then for her, I didn't really leave her any pink areas. So let's just make one of her bracelets pink. Make the other one a different color. Here's the R85, and then there's RV32 will be the last one. These both are pretty dark, so I'm not going to do a whole lot with them on that one. Okay, last one, RV32. This one, we'll finish the bracelet. We'll finish the stone. And this girl's weapon. And all her pockets and fancy things. There we go. And I think I wanted her belt to be this color. So I'm going to go in there and do the belt as well. It looks like a little teeny bit of her belly is showing. We missed that as well. So I'll fix that in just a minute. There goes the rest of her belt. And I am good with that. I think I'm going to come in R85 and just do that like stone in the middle of her shirt and maybe her earrings. I mean, we got to get the earrings done. Maybe we'll do this girl's earrings too. That way it matches her little bracelet. And then I'm going to skip to the RV32 and just add the light color since these are just really light areas. I think that was it on her. And I'll finish hers. And there we go. Okay, moving on. The other color, I want to do some a little bit white, so I'm going to pull that C3100. This girl's shirt. It's going to be gray. So it's going to have a gray top and bottom, but the rest of it's going to be white. Then this weapon right here needs to have a little bit of design in there. This one, her bracelet, her other bracelet, and the bottom of her pants are going to be black. So we're going to make her shoes this very light gray, almost like a white. So starting to do those. I think her boots need to be black too. So we'll do black and black on those and probably make hers black too. His shirt is white. I'm going to make his shirt white, so I'm going to start off with this C3. Build that in. Right there. We'll make his shoes white too, because why not? That makes it fun. Nice clean demon. C1 is next. Oh, I missed her sword with C3, so we'll have to open C3 one more time. Just patting a little bit of this C1 in there. We also have the 00 or the colorless blender, whichever way you want to go with that. It's up to you. You can do either one. Sometimes I do one, sometimes I do the other. I never really know which one's going to come out. At the moment, we're going to blend out a little bit more on this weapon. I'm going to make that handle black. A little bit more on this bracelet. And then we should have put more on this, but we didn't. So I'm going to kind of build like a little bit around the edge, just so it looks like it's got a blade on it. Last one is 00 out of this group. If it's too dark, we can use the colorless blender to lighten it up, but I think this is going to be just fine. So I'm filling in whatever's white and just softening the lines up a little bit so it doesn't look funny. There we go, there we go. That kind of gets him all done except for his eyes. This one, I'm going to go from the outside down so I don't wash out that color too much. I'm going to finish blending off that one. Hers is just the weapon. We need to do her mouth still too. And then this one, I'm going to use the colorless blender on the blade because I don't want that to be darker. So this is the colorless blender. I'm just putting a big white swipe on there of that. And I'm going to do a little bit on this weapon as well. There we go. I think we missed her shoes, so I have to go back with the C1 and start working on her boots or whatever. Then C00, we'll finish off these boots. Okay. There we go. Doing good, doing good, doing good. I'm going to pull the B23 for this upper section and lower section of these little patches or whatever they are on her boots. So I'm going to make her boots black, but I want to have that little bit of blue color in there. And then I'm going to grab the B37 and I'm going to make that part of this weapon right here. And then I'll come back to that B23 and finish that little piece off. It's such a small piece, you won't really notice a whole lot on that. And then I need to go back to my like C8 for the boots and the pants and the, you know, all the fun things. Oh look, I just painted my fingernail with my marker. It's okay, it comes off. No worries, I do it all the time. Going along the back side of this boot. Put a little bit here, underside the patch. And then I'm going to do the same thing to the other side. Underneath this like patch or pocket or whatever that is on her boot. The fancy decoration she has going on there. There we go. We still have eyes to do. I'm going to go around the bottom here of her pants. Start building in a little bit over here, but we need a lighter color to get those two to kind of blend a little bit. I don't want them to blend too much, but They're gonna need a little bit. Just kind of giving her some two-tone pants. I just thought it'd be fun. All right, and then this girl's boots are just gonna be black boots. I don't know that this was necessarily the colors in the show, but whatever. I just wanted to pick whatever color I felt like doing at the time. They did have this color hair though. Each one did have the color hair I did. 8, then we'll go to C7. Yeah, I'm not seeing any comments or anything. So if you guys are talking, I am not ignoring you in any way. I just can't see comments anymore. I really hate when that happens, but it does happen. But it doesn't mean you can't comment. Like if you have a question or whatever, I will go through the comments that populate after the live and answer any questions you may have, if you have any. Okay, now we're going to build this line right along that yellow. Just like that. We don't want to blend it too much because we do want like a separation between the colors, like it's two different pieces of material. But I didn't want to do it with that really, really harsh line. So we'll just need one more color to finish that off. I'm also going to make this like little belt she has right here in this black color. I think I'll make that the mauve colored stone. Are you struggling getting that open? You need some help?
It's all right. You do your thing.
I'm almost done, and
That's
then I
okay.
can help you. And then I also wanted this to be black, so I'm going to go ahead and fill that in right now. You could do it in more than one color, but I'm pretty good with that. No more on him. He's done. Just his eyes. Number C6 is going to be the last gray one that we're going to use, if I can find it. There it is. There's the C6. That should wash out all the rest of our black colors. Blend them all together and be done with everything we decided to make black. This should blend it all together very nicely. So there's our girl. They're going to look a lot better when they have eyes, which we're going to do next. I'm going to just blend her pants together. Get a really smooth look on those pants. I think it's neat to give them different designs. You can just make up your own, build your own, whatever you want to do. I think it's neat. It looks different. Some people will like it and some won't. But if you don't, just choose a different color and be happy with the one that you chose. Everyone is different. I'm going to put just a little bit more detail within that. I like it better like that. Okay, he's done. I could do his shoelaces though, a little bit darker. Get a couple of shoelaces on his shoes. Okay, the only thing I see now that I haven't done yet is the face, the eyes and the mouths, and I have a hair ribbon right there and a little button right there. That's all the other stuff I missed. So I'm just going to use RB34 since we used that for the eyeshadow to do the little circle here. And then the little hair tie right here. Is that it? Did I get them all? What am I missing? Did I get everything? I hate when I miss something. We're going to grab the E11 and we're going to color that little tiny line that's her belly, just so it doesn't look white. Okay, we have that. We need eyes and tongues. So for the tongues, I'm just going to use the RB32. No, I think I'll use the R01 that we used for the cheeks, because that way it won't be too bright. So there's her little tongue. I'm going to go in with the E11 one more time and darken the inside of her mouth. I want that to be a little bit darker. I hope I'm not off camera. Let me scoot them all over. See, that looks a lot better. And then her mouth, I think I'm going to use RV32 because it's a darker color, just at one area. Maybe I'll do it like this. Don't look like her teeth. See, that looks pretty good. And then I'll use the R01 to kind of soften that out. Soften that up a little bit. Look, it looks like she has teeth. I'm going to grab the RV34 to kind of deepen up that little area in her mouth. That one's pretty dark, so I'm going to have to lighten it with RV32 again. And that should be the last step, hopefully, for this mouth. I think that's pretty good. We need to get her eyes going before that just looks whack. Okay, so first I'm going to color the eyes, and then I'm going to put the pupil in. So don't freak out when we first do it. Let's do blue for the eyes. So I'm going to use the B37 and the B23, and then I'm going to use a green color. We don't have any green colors pulled out, but you guys know I like to use green, so I'm going to use G00, and we're going to make them all the same. So this is B37 on her. We're going to do just the top, okay? Just the top. And we're going to do that on all of them. We'll just make them all the same. You can switch it up if you want. The process is going to be exactly the same, regardless of what color you choose. Again, I'm telling you, they're going to look funny until we get done, so just bear with me. There we go. And then we're going to come in with the B23. Next, we're going to go down just a little bit further and kind of leave a little bit of, almost like a little bit of a horseshoe look there. And that center part's going to be black anyway, so it's not really going to matter. They're starting to look like little girls now. Look at that. Their eyes are starting to come together. It's already making the whole daggum thing look better. You see that? I know I'm not the only one who can see that. I'm going to do this again and give him really freaky red eyes the next time. And then you guys know I like to add a little bit of green. So we're going to use this G00. And that's where I'm going to blend it at the bottom. So bringing down that blue and blending up with it to kind of keep that part light at the bottom. It'll give us that light area and the dark. Eyes. I think it's going to be good. There we go. This isn't the last step on the eyes, so don't wig out on me. Don't think, oh my goodness, what did she just do? She messed those crazy kids up. It's going to be okay. Gonna be okay. All right, next I'm going to grab my multi-liner because you know we got to do that next. Oh, that's not the right one. I don't know where my favorite multi-liner is. Oh, here it is. Okay, here we go. We're going to draw that little pupil in the eye. Right there. Right there. And we'll be doing the white gel pen as well in just a minute. Look at how cute these girls look. Look at that. Now they look like people. There we go. And here we go. And same for him. Perfect. When we add the white, it's going to be even better. But I think for the girls, I'm going to add just a little bit to the the eyelashes as well. Because, we'd have mascara on, right? Especially if we have eyeshadow. So I'm just going over this area and I'm kind of adding one more little tick for the eyelashes. There we go. One more girl. And you can do it if you want, but you don't have to. This is just an extra thing I like to do. For him, I'm not doing his. I just think it makes him look really cute. I'll give him a chance to dry. I'm so sad that I'm going to be showing you a sneak peek on the paper. Oh, we stopped talking because we knew you couldn't see. Oh, okay, you guys started talking again. Still see you fine too. Yay! Okay, good. I can see your comments now, so I'm super excited because I felt really bad that I was going to show you a sneak peek on the new paper and I wasn't even going to be able to see what you guys thought. Okay, we're almost done. We're going to use the white gel pen now to put a couple of accents on our girls. So I'm going to put just a tad bit on their shoes just to kind of make them stand out. I'm going to definitely going to put some on this weapon. We're going to put just a tad bit in the eyes so they stand out even more than they did before. Look how cute that is. I think I'm going to put just little teeny tiny, it's going to be really hard to see, but it'll make this chain link look just a little better to add that in there. I'm going to add a dot to the stone that's on her weapon. This girl right here, what'd you think about making the teeth look like teeth? Look like teeth instead of like a whole mouth of tongue or something. I'm going to put a little dot in this eye and this eye. We're going to put a little bit on the earring. Put a little bit on her bracelets as well. Maybe the tops of her shoes. Can't really see them because her shoes are white. But there are some little things she has on her clothes. Then this one, we're going to put it in her eye and that eye. Gosh, that just changes it completely. Put it just a tad on her earrings. I think I might do a little bit more on that weapon. I'm going to put just a little line on that, and then it'll look like it's, got a design on her weapon. And then her shoes as well. Just a little bit like that. Okay, next. Now we have him. Put just a little bit in his eyes. And I think that's all I'm going to do with his is just put it in his eyes. So now we have these, all 4 of these, and they're so cute. And so are you guys ready for the cute sneak peek of the paper? Because all we're going to do is make a card and then we're going to be done. We have a lot of markers out. So this is actually going to be a scene. You guys know how much I like to make my papers and I like them to have a scene. So here it comes. Are you guys ready? I'm going to zoom out just a little bit. if I can. Sometimes it takes a second for it to show up on my camera. Okay, there we go. That was probably a little bit too much, but there we go. All right, so here we go. This is what we're going to use for our paper. Are you ready? Ta-da! Yay! All I have to do is grab the card base, and then we're going to put this all together. And I think I might use yellow just because I think the yellow will go with everything else. Isn't this really cool? It's like a whole stage. Look at that. I think those colors look good together. So we're going to do that. So we'll have to cut this paper down, but I think it's going to be perfect. So this is your sneak peek, and it's going to get your brain pumping a little on what the next release might be. It is not Demon Hunters, but isn't that cool? So when I put this on here, I'll be able to have like almost the whole stage. And then we'll need to put a sentiment, but I'm not ready for that yet. Oh yeah, I'm big on the colors. I love it to be vibrant colors. So I'm going to do the card in this direction. So I need the short part to be 4. So I'm going to cut this one to, let's say, right before the lights. And then I'm going to turn it around, and I need it at right about 4. So it'll fit like this with the whole stage showing. And then we'll cut just a little bit off the end here and here. 5.25 is about what we need. So let's do it a little bit less than that. We need to trim from both sides because I don't want to cut off the lights and have them not match up. So there we go. I think that's about good. You love the colors, and the stage is so cool. So yeah, I really like it. And look at how cool that looks. So it's going to fit right on there like that. And then we're going to put these guys on there. I'm very excited. This little guy, I think he's going to be like hanging out over here going, what is happening on stage? And then these girls are going to be up here on the stage. We got one here. We got one here. She's going to be he's going to be a little bit in front of her because you know he is standing in front. So you have to put her behind them. And then this one is going to be right there in front of them. So her weapon will be behind her. So again, they're overlapped, which is not a big deal, but there they all are on their stage singing their cute K-pop songs, and he's watching. So that is the plan. So I'm going to glue them down one at a time. I'm going to do her first. I'm going to do some popping up with some of my pop-up stuff so that they'll look a bit more dimensional.
Theo, look at my purse. Did he give you the cord?
If I can find it. Okay, here it is. There's my pop-up foam we're going to use.
You gave me a cord. Did he give you a cord? Okay, before we left, you gave me a cord.
I did.
Huh?
I did. I gave you a cord before we left.
Okay, then it's in here somewhere.
But if you need something to charge it, just hold on, because once the live is over, you can use the cord I have. Putting the boys to bed late. Oh my goodness, is that my fault? Because you're watching the live. Don't be too long, you'll miss it. I'll send you a picture if you're not here, though. Because this is super cool. Like how it's turning out. All right, we definitely got to get, I'm going to cut this in half as well so we can put one on each of the legs because, you know. Although this is not the one I wanted to stick down, but I mean that I wanted to pop up, but it's too late now because it has pop stuff on it. So it is what it is. So I'm not going to put any on her weapon. I'm going to glue that straight down since it's behind her. I'll show you what I mean. We're going to layer these guys up. You'll see. It's never a mistake. You can always fix it, you know, no matter what you do. Okay, number one is going right here. She's popped up, except I'm going to place her weapon like it's behind her, kind of like this. So I sort of move it a little bit closer to her so there's no big, huge separation between her hand and the weapon, if that makes sense. I'm going to use my soda press because soda pop, soda pop. Here we go. That's number one. I am going to do that with this one. I'm just going to put her flat on there. We don't have to pop them all up. But before I sit her down, I need to see where this one's going to be, just so I don't place them in the wrong spot. I think I want her right there. Okay, and then this one we're going to pop up as well. But I think I'm going to double pop this one. You know what? Do you know how to do that? I don't know if you guys know. What is this paper? This is a sneak peek of our next release. It's in the next release's paper pad. But I wanted to use it so bad that I decided you all get to see it early. That is what happens. I was too excited to hold back, so. I mean, Dale kept saying, it's so perfect for the K-pop, so I was like, okay, I'll use it. So, if you like that one, you are going to love it. The whole set. It's pretty cool. I just want to make sure I get her taped down really good. And then we're going to actually have to do it twice. So I want to double pop her so she stands a little bit bigger than this girl. I used to have some of this stuff that I could, it was called, it was thinner. It was like the really skinny, thin pops. And it worked really great for this like double layering-ish stuff. You love it? You love it? Yay! I know. I am super excited about it. So all that does is give you get your mind going on what could the release be? What could she have made for the release to need that kind of paper? And it is not related to these that I have from Sassy Club, because why do it again when it's already been done? So I'm just going to take a second layer of this tape and put it on top of the other one so that I can get it double layered. So that's about as big as that one. So I'm just cutting these tiny pieces for like the feet and the legs and, you know, all the places I have the little skinny pieces. I knew that was going to stick to my card. This one is perfect right here. And I'm just double layering them so that one stands in front of the other. They don't have to be perfect, but they are sticking to my hands all over the place, seriously. There's one more. Then I need to cut another little square for down here. And then I need one more for this side, and I am ready to peel them off. Oh, nope, two of them. Two skinny ones. Skinny, skinny, skinny. I love this stuff because you can cut it whatever size you need. There we go. There goes one right there. One on the other side. All right, there we go. So she's going to stand up even more than the other two. So they'll look like they're seriously behind her, which is the whole intent to that. It can be used for so many themes. Oh, thanks, Sandra. Yeah, I try to think really hard on what I'm going to put on in the paper pad packs. But there are a lot of times when I wanted something and I didn't have it. So I've, you know, because I'm a crafter and I want and I need, you know, well, maybe I want more than I need, but things that I wanted that I couldn't get, I try to include those in the new paper packs and stuff so I can finally get them. Here we go. It is important to me that all the paper pads and stuff you can use for lots of stuff and not just for the release. Look at that. It's perfect. I mean, she's going to stick out just a little bit further on the card than I would have normally done. But if you look, there's like multiple layers of the girls on here. And I think that this boy, he's going to be right here. But since he's next to the girl that's flat down there, I think he needs to be up just a little bit too. So I'm going to go ahead and raise him up as well. Only one layer though. I still want him behind her. I still want her to be the main focus. I mean, she's got purple hair. She should be the main focus, right? Just kidding. That sounded like I thought I should be the main focus, but that's not what I meant. But she is the lead singer of the group, so that is why she is the main focus for me. All right, one more on, I think one more maybe right here should do it for this guy. I may have to cut a little piece off this edge like that. And that should stick on there perfectly. Yep, that did the trick. Now we'll just peel this off. Oh, it ended. Did the live end? Oh no, it didn't. I don't know why it's saying that. Crazy. I tell you, I don't understand. But it's going to be real sad. Oh no, it's still going. Okay. I was like, oh my gosh. My computer just told me the live ended and it didn't end. I'm not done yet. I don't know why it said that. I hope it didn't do that to you guys because I did not end this video yet. Here we go. He's going to be way down here at the bottom steps like this. So cute. And then we're going to put them all, oh, sneak peek on the back. Then this one, go on here. Look at this. And you could have double matted it if you wanted, but I kind of wanted to just leave it like this because the lights were yellow and I knew they would go really good right up against that card base in yellow. And then remember, I told you what sentiment I wanted to use. I said I wanted to use the one that said the name of the song. So it's You Are Golden. And then I want to use the K-pop. So I'm going to flip it over and we're just going to stamp it real quick with our little... I love this thing from Sassy Club. You guys should get you one of them if you don't already have one. All I'm looking for is a little piece of paper I can stamp this on. There we go. So I want You Are Golden, the name of the song, and then I want K-pop on there. And then I'm going to use my VersaFine Clair, because it's darker than all the other colors. It doesn't matter if these are straight right now because I'm going to cut them out. I just need to get them stamped. Perfect. Then I'm just going to cut them off and I'm going to stick them on the card, add a little bling, and we'll be done. So here we go. Doesn't matter if they're straight because I'm just going to cut them out. Like kind of in that wiggly, you know, so it looks like I had a die even though I don't. Kind of fool everybody into thinking I die cut it. You guys know from watching me, that's how I roll. That way I don't have to worry about getting them straight, getting them perfect or anything. I just kind of do a little bit of wiggle around wherever the word moves. Bigger, smaller. Like with the P's, I would just go whoop, just like that. And then that way, it looks like I did a whole lot and I didn't. Okay, so K-pop is going to be up here because this is, you know, them performing here. Up here, K-pop. And then You Are Golden is going to be at the bottom, referencing how golden you are. Just like that. I'm going to flip it over so I can press it down without moving this sentiment around. Oh, we're almost there. I got steady hands. Some pop for K-pop. Okay, here we go. We have some bling. So we need some bling because we can't go without bling. And bling only takes a second, so let's see. Probably not colors tonight. I feel like it needs to be more flashy. So maybe I'm thinking some of these blings like we put on the other night. I don't know. These are pink. I don't know if the pink will match. Here I go trying to go with my little tweezers again. I know you guys watch me do that all the time. Oh, this will be perfect. Look, it fits right over top of that pink one. Let's do that. And there just so happens, imagine that, to be 3 of them, which makes it odd, and it is supposed to be odd. So it's absolutely perfect. All right, so I'm going to wipe them off. I'm going to put my glue down. 1, 2, 3. Then I'll pick them up with my picker tool because it's a lot easier. And I'll place them where they're supposed to be, which is a lot quicker. Check out this card, Sandra. Your images look amazing on this card. Now we have the perfect amount of bling. We have the perfect amount of sentiment. We have the perfect amount of everything. Now, how cool is that? I can't wait to do the boys now. Look at how adorable this is. You guys, seriously. Oh, I was going to ask you if you'd want it, Sandra, but I think Dale will claim it faster than I can even say that. Thank you. You love my cards. Yay. Thank you. And those stones are pretty flashy. So I really like that. It looks like it's flashing on stage. So I hope you guys really like that. I love the layering on this. Hopefully you guys can see that, how much dimension there is on this.
Sandra can have that one.
I hope you like it.
I like to do it in.
If you like it, Sandra, Dale says you can have it for display if you want.
I like to do it and replace the lights with gems and actually put different colored lights behind it.
Do you hear him? He wants to actually make the stage light up. But I hope you guys like that. I hope that the background really intrigues you guys on what is coming next week. And I really appreciate, I'm sorry I couldn't see the comments very well and stuff, but I'm super glad that we were able to hang out and watch this tonight. And I will upload it to YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, be sure to like and subscribe. And make sure you remember that next week we'll be live again on Tuesday and Thursday at 8 p.m. Central. If we don't do the reveal of the new release on Tuesday, it will be on Wednesday when it releases. So love you guys. Go check out the stamp sets from Sassy Club. She is amazing.
And be golden.
And be golden, because that's another one of their songs. And Dale is on a roll tonight. So good night, you guys. Love you. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you next week. Bye.